The rain hammered the roof of our cramped Seattle apartment like it was trying to drown out the world below, but nothing could muffle the gasp that tore from my throat when I shoved open the bedroom door. There was Wyatt, my Wyatt, tangled in the sheets with some guy I didn't recognize, their bodies slick and urgent under the dim lamplight that spilled across the floor like spilled secrets. "Miles," Wyatt choked out, his voice cracking like thunder as he bolted upright, the stranger scrambling for his jeans, but in that frozen heartbeat all I could see was the ring on Wyatt's finger, the one I'd slipped there 2 years ago, glinting like a lie. I backed away, my hand fumbling for the door frame, the wood biting into my palm as if to ground me in this nightmare. The apartment smelled of rain-soaked leather from Wyatt's jacket on the hook and the faint citrus of his cologne, now twisted with something foreign, something that clawed at my chest. Wyatt lunged forward, the sheet clutched around his waist, his dark hair wild and his green eyes wide with panic. "Wait, Miles, it's not what it looks like. God, please just listen." But his words blurred into the roar in my ears, and I was already turning, grabbing my keys from the counter where we'd shared coffee that morning, laughing about nothing, everything feeling solid until now. Outside, the Evergreen Ridge neighborhood blurred into a watercolor of grays, the kind of perpetual drizzle that seeped into your bones in this corner of Washington. I walked without direction, my sneakers splashing through puddles that reflected the neon signs of the corner bodega, the one where we'd buy those overpriced lattes on lazy Sundays. My phone buzzed in my pocket, Wyatt's name lighting up the screen like an accusation, but I silenced it, shoving it deep into my jeans. How long had this been going on? The stranger's laugh from the bedroom echoed in my mind, low and mocking, or maybe that was just my heart breaking in stereo. By the time I ended up at the old pier overlooking Puget Sound, the wind whipping salt spray against my face, the nausea hit me like a wave. I'd been queasy for weeks, chalking it up to stress from my graphic design gig at the ad agency downtown, the endless revisions and deadlines that left me drained. But now, doubled over the railing, retching into the churning water, it felt like more. Like the universe was punishing me for loving too hard, for believing in the quiet promises we'd whispered in the dark. Wyatt Kane, with his easy smile and calloused hands from fixing bikes at the shop in Fremont, had been my anchor since we met at that dive bar in Capitol Hill 3 years ago. He was the one who held me when my folks back in Spokane disowned me for coming out, who drove me to the clinic last month when the doctor confirmed what the tests showed. I was pregnant. Male pregnancy wasn't common, but with the new treatments it happened and we cried together, dreaming of a family in this rainy city. I wiped my mouth with the back of my hand, tasting bile and regret. The doctor had said twins, 2 heartbeats flickering on the ultrasound like tiny stars. We'd kept it secret, Wyatt insisting on surprises, on making it perfect. Now it all felt tainted. My hand drifted to my still flat belly, a protective instinct kicking in despite the rage. What would I tell them? That their father was a cheater? That love in America, even in 2025 with all its progress, could still gut you like this? The pier creaked under my weight as I sank onto the damp bench, the ferry horns moaning in the distance like lost souls. Memories flooded in unbidden. Wyatt's laugh echoing through our first apartment in Belltown, the way he'd traced the freckles on my shoulders with his fingertips, calling them constellations. We'd built this life from scraps, me the artsy kid from the suburbs, him the mechanic with ink-black tattoos snaking up his arms, stories of foster homes etched into his skin. We talked marriage, adoption maybe, but the pregnancy changed everything, made it real. Or so I'd thought. My phone buzzed again, this time a text from Levi, my best friend since design school. "Dude, where are you?" Wyatt's blowing up my phone. "What's going on?" I typed back, fingers numb. "Caught him. With someone. Need a place." Levi's reply was instant. "On my way. Hang tight." Levi's truck pulled up 20 minutes later, headlights cutting through the mist like a lifeline. He was out before I could stand, his lanky frame enveloping me in a hug that smelled of coffee and motor oil. "Jesus, Miles, you look like hell." His voice was steady, but his brown eyes, sharp behind wire-rimmed glasses, scanned me with worry. Levi Torres, half Mexican, all heart, the one who dragged me to pride parades and late-night sketch sessions when I doubted myself. We drove in silence to his place in Queen Anne, the city lights smearing past like abstract art. Inside, his loft was a chaos of canvases and takeout boxes, the kind of creative mess that felt safe. I collapsed onto the couch, the springs groaning under me, and let the story spill out in halting bursts. Levi listened, nursing a beer he didn't offer me, his face darkening with each detail. "That son of a bitch," he muttered finally, pacing the rug. "After everything? The baby talk, the rings? I'm gonna key his truck." "Don't," I whispered, curling into myself. The twins fluttered. Or maybe that was just my imagination at 8 weeks, but it anchored me. I need to figure this out. For them. Levi nodded, sinking beside me, his hand warm on my knee. Sleep came in fits that night, dreams of Wyatt's face morphing into accusations, the stranger's shadow looming large. Morning brought a pounding headache and a voicemail from Wyatt. "Miles, baby, please call me. It's not what you think. I love you. We're having a family." His voice broke on the last word, and for a treacherous second doubt crept in. But I deleted it, steeling myself. Love wasn't supposed to feel like this, like a knife twist in the gut. The days blurred into a routine of avoidance. Work from Levi's, avoiding the apartment, Wyatt's texts piling up like unanswered prayers. He showed up at the agency once, flowers in hand, but security turned him away. Levi's doing, I suspected. Each night I'd lie awake, hand on my belly, whispering to the twins about strength, about a world where fathers didn't shatter homes. Seattle's fog seemed thicker, the evergreens outside Levi's window whispering secrets I wasn't ready to hear. Then on the 4th day, as I scrolled through old photos on my phone, Wyatt and me at Golden Gardens, toes in the sand, his arm around my waist. A knock echoed through the loft. Levi was out grabbing groceries, so I dragged myself to the door, peering through the peephole. It was Wyatt, looking wrecked. Unshaven, eyes red-rimmed, a manila envelope clutched in his fist. "Miles," he said softly when I cracked the door, not letting him in. 5 minutes. That's all I ask." Against every screaming instinct, I stepped aside. He entered like a ghost, the envelope trembling in his grip. "I didn't cheat," he started, voice raw. "That guy? His name's Theo. He's a party planner. From that event company in Ballard." He thrust the envelope at me, and I took it numbly, flipping it open. Inside, itineraries, receipts, photos of venue mock-ups. A birthday party. My birthday next week. Balloons in hazel and gold, my favorite colors. A cake shaped like my first design portfolio. "I wanted it perfect," Wyatt said, sinking to his knees. "Because you're giving me everything. Us everything." My knees buckled and I slid down the wall opposite him, the papers scattering like confetti. Relief crashed over me, hot and dizzying but tangled with the hurt, the fear I'd carried these days. "Why not tell me?" I whispered, tears spilling. God, Wyatt, I thought I was losing you." He crawled forward, stopping short of touching me. Surprise. And I was scared. Scared you'd say no to all this when the pregnancy hit hard. Morning sickness, the appointments. I wanted to show you I could handle the joy part too. His eyes searched mine, green depths pleading. "Forgive me." I didn't answer, not yet. The twins kicked, a real flutter this time, and I pressed my hand there, the life we'd made bridging the gap. Maybe this was the start of mending, or just a pause before the real storm. But in that moment, with rain pattering the window like hesitant applause, I let myself hope. Wyatt stayed that afternoon, not pushing, just sitting cross-legged on Levi's rug, folding the scattered papers with deliberate care. The loft filled with the scent of his soap, clean and familiar, warring with the takeout lingering in the air. I watched him from the couch, my body a battlefield of exhaustion and yearning, the twins a quiet audience to this fragile truce. "Tell me everything," I said finally, my voice steadier than I felt. "From the beginning." He nodded, leaning back against the coffee table, his tattooed forearms flexing as he laced his fingers. "Theo's gay, married, total pro. We met at the shop, his husband's bike needed work. I hired him 2 weeks ago. The party's at that rooftop in Pioneer Square, the one with the view of the Sound. Invited Levi, your sister Claire from Spokane, even that barista you crush on at the cafe." A small smile tugged his lips, self-deprecating. "Thought it'd make you laugh." Claire. The mention stung, a reminder of family fractures. She'd been the only one to stick by me after Mom and Dad's ultimatum, driving up from the dry heat of eastern Washington with casseroles and no-judgment hugs. Wyatt had reached out. I swallowed hard. You planned all that while I was puking my guts out? Guilty. His grin faded, eyes dropping to the floor. I should have been there more. Holding your hair. Not hiding in some backroom tasting cakes. He reached out then, tentative, his fingers brushing my knee. I didn't pull away, the contact sparking like a live wire, warming the chill that had settled in my bones. We talked until dusk painted the room in bruised purples, the conversation meandering from party details to the deeper currents. Wyatt confessed his fears. Growing up bounced between foster homes in Tacoma, never believing he'd build something lasting. You're my proof, Miles. That I can. And I shared mine, the isolation of carrying life in a body that society still whispered about, the online forums full of horror stories and triumphs, but mostly the loneliness of wondering if I'd be enough. By evening, Levi returned, arms laden with bags, his expression a storm cloud when he saw Wyatt. You got some nerve, he said, dumping the groceries on the counter. But Wyatt stood, offering a hand. I know. Let me make it right. Dinner on me. Levi eyed him, then me inside. Fine. But if you fuck up again, I'll bury you in the sound. We ate Thai takeout on the floor, the three of us in a wary circle, laughter bubbling up, tentative at first, then freer. Stories flowed. Levi's latest disastrous date with a sculptor who collected taxidermy. Wyatt's shop mishap with a Harley that exploded oil like a geyser. For the first time in days, the twins settled. No flutters of distress, just a calm rhythm syncing with Wyatt's voice. That night, Wyatt drove me back to our apartment, the wipers swiping arcs of rain across the windshield. The building loomed, a brick sentinel in the dim streetlight, and as we climbed the stairs, his hand hovered at my back, not quite touching. Inside, the bed was made, sheets fresh, a vase of daisies, my favorite, on the nightstand. I cleaned, he said sheepishly. Figured you'd want space. I didn't. Crossing the room, I pulled him to me, our kiss salt-tinged and urgent, bodies remembering what words couldn't mend. We moved slow, reverent, his hands cradling my belly like it held the world. Afterward, tangled in limbs and whispers, he pressed his ear to my skin, listening for the twins. Our family, he murmured, and I believed him, the hurt ebbing like tide. But morning brought reality's sharp edge. At work, my boss, Kendra, a no-nonsense woman with a pixie cut and zero tolerance for drama, pulled me into her office. Harper, you've been off. Everything okay? I hesitated, then spilled. A sanitized version, pregnancy included. Her face softened, rare for her. Take the week. Paid. Sort your life. Gratitude swelled, but so did guilt. I'd been phoning it in, designs half-baked. Afternoon found me at the clinic for a checkup, Wyatt insisting on coming. The waiting room was a mix of couples and solos, stories etched in anxious postures. Dr. Ellis, with her warm smile and clipboard of miracles, confirmed all was well. Heartbeat strong. No complications from the hormone therapy. You're glowing, Miles, she said, ultrasound wand gliding cool over gel-slick skin. Wyatt squeezed my hand, tears tracking silent down his face. Driving home through traffic-clogged I-5, we detoured to the market in Fremont, picking up ginger tea for nausea and fresh berries, Wyatt's arm around me as we wandered aisles. Normalcy felt like a gift, fragile and bright. But at checkout, my phone rang. Claire. Surprise incoming, she teased. Wyatt roped me in. Can't wait to see you, little bro. Hanging up, I turned to him, brow arched. You're full of them, huh? He winked, bagging the fruit. Gotta keep you on your toes. That evening, as rain softened to mist, we cooked together. Pasta with pesto, Wyatt chopping garlic with exaggerated flair. Laughter filled the kitchen, but under it simmered questions. What if the misunderstanding had broken us irreparably? What if trust, once cracked, webbed further? I pushed it down, focusing on the sauce's bubble, the way his hip bumped mine, playful. Bedtime brought intimacy's deeper layers. Wyatt traced my stretch marks to be. His touch a map of futures. I love you, he said, voice thick. More than surprises. Sleep claimed me, easy dreams of tiny hands in Seattle summers. Midweek, Levi hosted a reconciliation barbecue on his balcony. Just us three, burgers charring on the grill. Smoke curled lazy into the overcast sky. And as Wyatt flipped patties, Levi pulled me aside. "You sure about this?" His eyes searched protective. "He's human. We all screw up." I nodded, watching Wyatt laugh at his own joke. "Yeah, but I'm watching." The night deepened, stars pricking through clouds, and we shared beers, mine decaf, stories turning confessional. Wyatt admitted hiring Theo had been impulsive, born of wanting to prove his steadiness. Levi confessed his own heartaches, the ex who'd ghosted after coming out. Me? I spoke of the pregnancy's terror, the body's betrayal and beauty intertwined. Vulnerability wove us tighter, the city humming below like approval. Yet, as Wyatt walked me home, a shadow lingered. My birthday loomed, a milestone laced with what-ifs. What if the party unearthed more secrets? What if the twins changed everything or nothing? Hand in his, I stepped into the unknown, heart pounding with equal parts fear and fire. The week unfurled like a slow-blooming flower, petals of routine edged with thorns of doubt. Morning started with Wyatt's coffee ritual. Strong for him, herbal for me, steam curling between us at the kitchen table. The radio murmuring indie tracks from KXP. He'd leave for the shop with a kiss that lingered, promising texts throughout the day. Fixed a vintage Triumph. "Thinking of you." I'd reply with sketches from work, half-formed logos blooming under my stylus, the agency humming with Kendra's encouragement. But afternoons brought the pull of the past. I'd wander to the neighborhood park in Wallingford, a green pocket amid concrete, settling on a bench beneath maples shedding gold leaves. The twins active now, their movements like butterflies testing wings. I'd rub circles over the subtle swell, whispering names we'd toyed with. River for a boy, Sage for a girl, or maybe both, unisex dreams in a binary world. Strangers passed, joggers and neon dog walkers with leashes taut, and I'd wonder at their stories if any carried secrets like mine. One crisp afternoon, Claire arrived unannounced, her Subaru crunching gravel into the driveway. She burst through the door like sunlight, all curly auburn hair and freckles, enveloping me in a hug that smelled of pine from the drive over Snoqualmie Pass. "Look at you," she breathed, hands framing my face. "Pregnant and pissed off?" Wyatt filled me in, total rom-com misunderstanding. Her laugh was bomb, but her eyes, blue like mom's, held the weight of family ghosts. We spent the day baking. Apple pie from her recipe, crust flaky under rolling pins, Wyatt joining post-shift, flour-dusted and grinning. Dinner was chaos. Pie cooling on the sill, stories of Spokane's latest drama, Dad's stubborn garden, Mom's book club scandals. Claire cornered me later, washing dishes side by side. "He's good for you, Miles. But you're the anchor. Don't forget." Her words settled deep, a reminder amid the warmth. Night fell soft, Wyatt and I tangled in bed, his breath steady against my neck. "Claire likes the party idea," he murmured. "Says it'll be epic." I chuckled, but sleep evaded, mind replaying the catch, the raw hurt before truth. Trust rebuilt brick by brick, but what if one slipped? Friday brought a curve. At the shop, Wyatt called frantic. "Bike accident, customer wiped out." "I'm okay, but..." He trailed off, voice tight. I raced over, heart in throat, finding him bandaged knee-deep in parts, a Harley mangled nearby. The customer, a burly guy named Hank, sheepish with a sprained wrist. "My fault," Hank grumbled. "Slippery roads." Wyatt waved it off, but his limp betrayed the lie. We closed early, limping home together, ice packs and takeout. On the couch, his head in my lap, I massaged his scalp, fingers threading dark waves. "Scared me," I admitted. "Thought I'd lose you for real." He tilted up, eyes vulnerable. "Never. You're my ride or die." The kiss that followed was tender, bodies aligning, careful around my belly, the twins quiet witnesses. Saturday dawned gray, Levi dragging us to a farmer's market in Ballard, stalls bursting with heirloom tomatoes and artisan cheeses. Wyatt haggled over lavender soap, Levi snapping photos for his Insta, me sampling jams with a grin. Normal. Joyful. But as we strolled, Wyatt's phone buzzed, insistent. "Theo. Final tweaks," he said, stepping aside. I watched him, laughter lines creasing his face, and felt a pang. This man, flawed and fierce, was mine. Evening shifted intimate. A movie night, old rom-coms flickering on the screen, popcorn kernels scattering like stars. Halfway through, Wyatt paused it, turning serious. I need to tell you something. My stomach nodded, echoes of that door shove. Theo's not just planning. He's helping with a proposal. He pulled a velvet box from his pocket, simple band inside etched with waves. After the party. If you'll have me. Tears pricked, joy and terror mingling. Wyatt. I breathed, slipping it on, silver cool against skin. He kissed my knuckles, then my belly. Family forever. But elation cracked Sunday morning. Nausea hit brutal, worse than before, sending me heaving over the toilet. Wyatt held my hair, worry etching his brow. Clinic. Dr. Ellis's voice over speakerphone was calm. Dehydration likely. Rest fluids. Yet doubt gnawed. Was it stress? The emotional whiplash? Levi sensed it at brunch, his cafe spot overlooking the locks. You two look like you're carrying the world, he teased, but his foot nudged mine under the table. Over Eggs Benedict we dissected futures. Nursery in the spare room painted sage green. Playdates with other impreg families from the support group. Wyatt sketched ideas on a napkin, Levi critiquing with flair. Laughter bridged gaps, but Claire's text mid-meal soured it. Mom called. Asking about you. Softening. Hope flickered, then dimmed. Too late for olive branches? Afternoon rain confined us indoors, Wyatt tinkering with a crib model on his laptop. Me sketching baby portraits. His phone lit up again, Theo venue confirmations. All set, Wyatt said, but his smile faltered, glancing away. What's wrong? I pressed. He hesitated. Nothing. Just party stress. Lie? Or my paranoia? Dusk brought confessions pull. Curled on the balcony, city lights winking below, I voiced it. That day. Broke something. I see shadows now. Wyatt's face crumpled, pulling me close. I know. I'll spend life proving. His hand on my belly, twins dancing, we vowed transparency. No more secrets. Yet Monday's agency meeting unearthed ripples. Kendra praised my latest campaign but pulled me aside after. Heard about the drama. You need leave. Grateful I took half-days, using time for walks along the Burke-Gilman Trail. Evergreens whispering resilience. Wyatt joined evenings, our strides sinking, talks turning to identities. His fluid queerness, my journey from closeted teen to proud parent. Midweek, a package arrived. Theo's mock-ups, elaborate and touching photo booth with props from our first date, playlist of songs we'd slow dance to. Tears came unbidden, Wyatt wrapping arms around me. See? All for you. Forgiveness deepened, roots seeking soil. But as birthday eve neared, tension coiled. Claire confirmed arrival. Levi plotted toasts. Wyatt grew distant, late nights at the shop for parts. Trust tested, I shadowed him once, peeking through the garage window. Him on the phone, voice low, Theo's name dropped. Heart racing, I fled before confrontation. Home alone, belly aching from doubt's weight, I journaled. Words of fear, love's fragility. The twins kicked hard, grounding me. This life ours demanded courage. Night deepened, Wyatt returning exhausted, collapsing beside me. Missed you, he murmured. I held him, questions unspoken. The party a horizon of revelation or ruin. Birthday morning broke with tentative sun, shafts piercing the blinds like hesitant promises. Wyatt was up first, tray in hand. Pancakes stacked high, blueberries scattered like jewels, decaf steaming beside. 29 looks good on you, he said, kissing my temple, stubble rough and endearing. The ring on my finger caught light, a vow renewed. I smiled, pushing aside last night's unease, the twins' morning gymnastics urging celebration. We lingered in bed, sheets rumpled, his hand splayed protective over my curve. Now undeniable at 10 weeks, a gentle mound under tease. Party tonight, he reminded, eyes sparkling. Wear that blue shirt. The one from our anniversary. Excitement bubbled, tempered by the garage shadow. Trust, I reminded myself, was choice. Claire arrived midday, horns blaring from her car, arms full of gifts and gossip. Spokane's frozen, she complained, hugging tight. But this? Perfection. We spent hours prepping, her styling my hair into artful waves, me modeling outfits, laughter echoing off walls. Wyatt slipped out for errands. His kiss lingering longer waited. Levi swung by afternoon, bottle of sparkling cider in tow. To Miles, survivor artist soon-to-be dad ×2. We clinked glasses, mine with ginger ale, on the balcony Seattle sprawling below, fairies cutting white wakes. Stories flowed. Claire's latest promotion at the library, Levi's gallery show pending. But Wyatt's absence nagged, clock ticking toward 7. He returned at 6, showered and sharpened button-down, hair slicked. Ready. His grin was boyish, masking fatigue. We piled into his truck, me sandwiched between Claire and Levi, Wyatt driving with one hand on my thigh. Traffic crawled Aurora Avenue, radio crooning Lana Del Rey, melancholy fitting the mix. The rooftop in Pioneer Square loomed, string lights twinkling against twilight, the Space Needle a distant sentinel. Valet took the keys, and as we ascended, music pulsed faint, our playlist I recognized. The door swung open to cheers. Surprise! Friends from the agency, shop buddies, even Hank the customer grins wide. Banners fluttered. Happy birthday, Miles. Daddy to twins. Tears pricked instant. Overwhelm crashing sweet. Theo approached, handsome in vest and slacks, partner in tow. A bearded man with kind eyes. Wyatt outdid himself, Theo said, clapping my back. Handshake firm, no undercurrent, professional, clean. Relief washed, the shadow dissolving like mist. The night unfolded magic. Food stations with crab cakes and heirloom salads. Bartender mixing mocktails viridian-hued. Photo booth captured us silly. Mustaches on sticks, props from that first bar meet. Tiny martini glasses, fake tattoos. Claire teared up at toasts. Levi's roasting Wyatt gentle. From cheater to planner, redemption arc. Laughter roared, Wyatt's arm around me, pride radiating. Midway he pulled me to the edge, city lights a carpet below. Dance. Slow song swelled, Norah Jones velvet. We swayed, his chin on my shoulder, belly between us like chaperone. Love you, he whispered. This is us. Heart full I melted doubt's distant stars. But halftime brought twist. Claire sidled up, phone in hand. Mom texted. Again. Screenshot. Heard about the party. Tell Miles. We're proud. Doors open. Stunned I stared, years of silence cracking. Wyatt, overhearing, squeezed my hand. Call her tomorrow. With me. Emboldened I dialed from the railing, signal spotty but voice clear. Mom's hello trembled. Miles? Happy birthday, son. Words tumbled, apologies veiled, love unearthed. We were wrong. About everything. Tears flowed free, Claire hugging fierce, Wyatt support steel. Closure, partial but potent, healing scars. Party peaked with cake. Tiered vanilla hazelnut, fondant ultrasound image atop, twin silhouettes. Candles flickered 29 strong, wishes silent. Health, harmony, us. Wyatt's speech followed, mic in hand, voice steady. Miles Harper. Artist of hearts, builder of homes. You caught me once literally, but you held on. To more miracles than one. Box appeared, another ring? No keys. Nurseries painted. Sage green. Cheers erupted but my eyes locked his, depth unspoken. Later, alone in a corner, I confessed the shadowing. Saw you on the phone. Feared. He cupped my face, thumb tracing jaw. Teo Lee. Swear. No more shadows. Kiss sealed it, deep and devouring. Levi's gift. Custom sketchbook. Pages prepped with prompts. Our family sketched. Claire's. Baby blanket. Knit with care, colors echoing the sound. Hank's. Toy wrench set. For mini mechanics. Laughter lingered late. Guests thinning under stars. Descent brought fatigue, belly heavy but joy heavier. Truck ride home hummed content. Claire crashing at ours, Levi trailing. Inside collapse. Pie remnants, wrapping paper strewn. Wyatt carried me to bed. Claire snores from the guest room, a lullaby. Sleep evaded, mind replaying highs. Family mending, love affirmed. But dawn crept with ache. Contractions? No, Braxton Hicks, Dr. Ellis assured via text. Yet vulnerability peaked. Wyatt stirred, sensing. Talk. I did. Fears of parenthood, identity shifts. Gay dad in conservative pockets, Mpreg whispers. He listened, then shared. His own terror of failing, foster scars raw. We'll learn together. Morning coffee with Claire brought plans. Spokane visit soon, bridge building. She left midday, hugs lingering. Alone, Wyatt and I nested. Crib assembly, laughter at wonky screws. Afternoon walk to the pier, site of heartbreak, now reclamation. Puddles mirrored us, hand in hand, twins somersaulting approval. Evening deep in intimacy. Bath drawn steaming, his hands soaping my back, touches turning electric. Love making slow, reverent, bodies attuned. After whispers of names, futures painted vivid. But midweek fracture loomed. Agency email. Project delay, stress mounting. Wyatt's shop hit slowdown, bills whispering. Support group meeting revealed other strains. Partners straining under changes. Doubt crept. Could we weather? Friday therapy, our first joint, unpackaged it. Counselor, non-binary with gentle probes, unearthed roots. My abandonment fears, Wyatt's unworthiness. Tools given. Check-ins daily, vulnerability jars for notes. Hope sparked, fragile flame. Weekend brought Levi's show. Gallery in Soto, canvases bold. Wyatt's arm proud around me, toasts to friendship. Home late, buzzed on life, we dance kitchen slow, radio soft. Yet, as month turned, pregnancy's toll mounted. Swelling ankles, sleep elusive. Wyatt adapted, foot rubs, midnight snacks. But a call from Theo Jarrett. Backup plan needed, venue flood risk. Wyatt's stress visible, late nights plotting alternatives. One eve, argument brewed. Why not tell me sooner? I snapped. He recoiled. Didn't want to worry. Silence stretched, hurt raw. Apology came tearful, makeup fervent. Lesson learned, secrets even small, echo. Into the crescendo we stepped, love's orchestra swelling, ready for the peak note, joy or discord. November's chill seeped into evergreen ridge, leaves carpeting sidewalks in crimson decay, mirroring the subtle shifts in our rhythm. At 12 weeks, the twins announced themselves bolder. Kicks like Morse code against ribs, ultrasound revealing boy and girl, a perfect pair. Wyatt's face at the reveal, pressed to the monitor, beamed wonder. River and sage. Ours. We celebrated quiet, waterfront picnic at Discovery Park, salmonberries tart on tongues, waves lapping promises. Work steadied, my designs earning praise, Kendra hinting promotion. But homefront tested. Bills stacked, Wyatt's overtime fraying him thin. Evenings he'd collapse, grease under nails, my massages yielding groans of relief. We're okay, he'd murmur, but shadows under his eyes spoke volumes. Claire's visit bridged weeks, her car laden with maternity wear and mom's letter. Handwritten apologies ink deep. Reading aloud by the fire pit, voice cracking, I felt fractures mend. We love you, always did. Come home. Wyatt's hand steady, we planned Christmas in Spokane. First in years. Levi's influence wove joy. Weekly sketches, his art mirroring our growth. One night over pizza he dropped bomb. Seeing someone. Sculptor, sane this time. Cheers erupted, toasts to love's returns. But undercurrents stirred. Support group unearthed confessions. A partner's infidelity unearthed post-birth. Trust shattered. Echoes of my misunderstanding chilled. Prompting talks with Wyatt. Boundaries redefined, phones open. No more surprises without you, he vowed, sealing with ink. Joint journal, pages filling with gratitudes, fears. Pregnancy's arc bent physical. Second trimester glow clashed with sciatica's bite. Walks shortened to blocks. Wyatt adapted seamless. Pillows propped, cravings fetched at midnight. Intimacy evolved. Touches exploratory, his lips charting new curves. Affirmations whispered. Beautiful. Strong. Mid-month, storm hit literal. Gale force winds battering Seattle, power flickering. Cozied under blankets, candles guttering, we played cards by light, stories of childhoods. His Tacoma transience, my Spokane stability lost. Vulnerability peaked when thunder cracked, my flinch drawing him close. Safe, he breathed, and I believed. Post-storm clarity brought action. Budget overhaul, side gig for me, freelancing logos. Wyatt's shop stabilized, Hank referring clients. Momentum built but climax brewed subtle. A letter from his past. It arrived unassuming. Envelope postmarked Tacoma, handwriting spidery. Wyatt paled reading, crumpling it. Foster mom. Dying. Wants to see me. Silence stretched, his eyes distant oceans. Go, I said simple. Heal what you can. He left dawn next, truck rumbling south. Alone anxiety gnawed. Twins restless, my mind spinning worsts. Levi filled void, movie marathons and rants. Claire called daily, mom's voice joining tentative. Proud of you, son. Wyatt returned Eve third, hollowed but lighter. Over tea, story spilled. Bedside vigils, forgiveness exchanged. She said I deserved this. He gestured us, tears salting rim. I held him, pieces fitting. His planning frenzy, overcompensating voids. Reunion deepened bonds. Therapy praised growth, exercises binding tighter. Dates resumed. Ferry to Bainbridge, salted air and kisses. Public hands held bolder. Identities affirmed in pride's echo. But betrayal's specter lingered. Not Wyatt's but life's. Routine scan flagged anomaly. One twin's growth lagging. Dr. Ellis's brow furrowing. Monitor close, she advised, options listed, bedrest specialists. World tilted, joy fracturing. Wyatt's reaction steel. Research nights, questions armed. I crumbled private, fears of loss, body's failure. His arms fortress. Fight together. Levi rallied, Claire flew up. Family woven urgent. Weeks blurred tense. Appointments in Seattle's med hub. Needle pricks and waits. Positive notes emerged, twin stabilizing interventions working. But emotional toll mounted. Arguments flared petty, over chores tones sharp. One night words lashed. You're hovering. He recoiled. Trying to help. Door slammed, silence echoing. Morning brought regret. Apologies coffee brewed. Scared, I admitted. Of losing control. He nodded, scars shared. Me too. But we're team. Vow renewed, journal entries doubled, hopes anchoring. Holiday neared, spoken trip locked. Drive east tested. Snow flurries on pass, twins car dancing to podcasts. Arrival thawed ice. Mom's embrace tearful, dad's handshake firm. Dinner awkward at first, small talk skirting edges, then cracking. Questions on pregnancy, Wyatt's hand in mine accepted quiet. Stories bridged. Dad's mill days, mom's regrets voice soft. Night's end bedroom guest, Wyatt's whisper. Proud of you. Sleep came deep, healing's hush. Return west brought resolve. Nursery completed, walls sage, mobile spinning whales. Baby shower planned. Levi's scheme. Theo catering neutral. Guests mingled. Agency crew, shop folk, support group allies. Gifts piled. Onesies monogrammed, books dog-eared. Toasts warmed. To resilience, rainbows after storms. Yet, peak crested subtle. Post-shower, Wyatt pulled me rooftop, our spot. Remember the catch? He said, wind tousling. Turned out better. Box opened. Adoption papers, his name beside mine, legal family. Tears blurred, kiss salt sweet. But revelation waited. My journal, left open, Wyatt reading unbidden. Evening confrontation gentle. Your fears. I see them now. Discussion flowed honest. My identity flux, dadhood's weight. You're enough, he affirmed, and I believed, chains loosening. Into winter we leaned, love's forge tempering stronger, ready for birth's symphony, harmony or discord unresolved. December's grip tightened on Seattle, frost etching windows like lace, the city hunkering under rare blue skies between squalls. At 16 weeks the twins dominated, rivers kick sharp, sages rolls languid, my body a vessel straining sweet. Wyatt's vigilance peaked. Prenatal yoga classes in Fremont studios, his poses comical but earnest, laughter our glue. Spokane's echo lingered positive. Follow-up calls with mom, recipes shared, dad's gruff take care warming. Family redefined, stretched tentative tendrils west. Agency promotion landed. Senior designer, remote friendly. Funds easing pressures. Wyatt's shop thriving on referrals. Levi's romance blossomed. Sculptor introduced at holiday party. his loft aglow with Yule logs and queer carols. We four dined, potluck chaos, stories intertwining. To chosen families, Levi toasted, glasses clinking crystal clear. But discord simmered beneath. Bedrest loomed advisory after a scare. Spotting minor, panic major. Forcing slowdown. Wyatt adapted, leave take impartial. Meals prepped with flair. Yet confinement chafed. Walls closing, creativity stifled. Snaps flew. I can pour my own water. His patience frayed. Just want you safe. Distance grew, couch nights solitary. Therapy unpacked it. Controls illusion, roles shifting. Exercises prescribed. Date jars, prompts pulling us out. Picnic in living room, fort built of sheets. Playfulness returned, touches reigniting. New Year's Eve crested intimate. Balcony countdown, champagne fizzing, mind sparkling. Fireworks blooming over sound. Wyatt's resolution. More us, less fear. Mine. Trust the unknown. Kiss at midnight sealed, year turning hopeful. January thawed emotional ice, but physical storms brewed. Braxton Hicks intensified. Dr. Ellis monitoring tight. Early labor risk. Bed stricter, books piled bedside. Parenting tomes, novels escapist. Wyatt read aloud evenings, voices animating adventures, twins lulled. Claire visited fortnightly. Belly massages expert. Gossip from East Tonic. One trip surprise. Mom in tow, flight braving. Embrace airport tearful, hotel stay bridging. Dinners out, Italian in Belltown, pasta twirled. Conversations deepening. Mom's youth regrets, queerness navigated late. You're brave, she said, hand on mine. Wyatt's inclusion seamless, family forging. Yet betrayal's ghost stirred. Not his but self's. Journal entry unearthed. Doubt of worthiness, pregnancy's mirror forcing confronts. Wyatt found it again, intentional this time. Talk, he urged, no judgment. Floodgates opened. Insecurities raw, identities fluidity. Gay, parent, artist colliding. Am I enough? Voice broke. His answer fierce. More. Always. Resolution built. Couples retreat weekend. Cabin in Snoqualmie, snow muffled. Hikes gentle, hot cocoa by fire, talks unspooling threads. Lovemaking rediscovered. Slow affirming, bodies holy. Return renewed, spark reignited. Spring teased early, daffodils nodding in parks, my due date May looming. Showers second wave. Preg community potluck. Allies sharing scars triumphant. Gifts practical, diapers stacked, monitors beeping test. Toast to survival, compassion's thread. Climax crashed April. Labor false alarm midnight. Contractions real enough to hospital rush. Our lights harsh, monitors beeping frantic. Dr. Ellis en route. Wyatt's hand vice grip, whispers anchoring. Breathe. We've got this. Scare past, preterm averted, steroids administered for lungs tiny. Discharge dawn, exhaustion bone deep but bond ironclad. Homecoming quiet. Broth sipped, rest enforced. Levi's care package arrived. Comic stack, soup frozen. Claire's video calls daily. Mom's knit booties arriving post. Into bloom we eased but final twist waited. Wyatt's proposal formal post-scare. Rooftop again, ring upgraded. Emerald inlay, green as eyes. On one knee, voice steady. Marry me, Miles. Through all. Yes, choked out, embrace eternal. Months melted. Belly vast, waddles comedic. Wyatt's shop closed early often. Nest building manic. Levi's wedding invite, summer tie, ours planned fall, twins ring bearers. Labor true hit May Eve, Payne's building title. Hospital blur. Pushes grueling, Wyatt coaching, Dr. Ellis commanding. River first, cry piercing. Sage second, softer but fierce. Held skin to skin, tiny weights perfect, world narrowed to heartbeats sync. Night's first fractured sleep, days blur of feeds and folds. Wyatt masterful, diapers swapped, lullabies crooned. Doubts surfaced. Exhaustion's edge sharpening tempers. Argument peaked week 3. You're doing too much. Need to. Tears followed, makeup milky with formula stains. Therapy postpartum unpacked. PPD whispers, roles recalibrating. Support poured, group meets. Claire's help. Mom's visits, east-west shuttling. Summer deepened bonds. Park strolls, twins and carriers, Seattle's green embrace. Levi's wedding witnessed, vows exchanged under arbors, our own whispered echoes. Fall brought ceremony. Backyard vows, evergreens witness, river and sage gurgling approval. Rings exchanged, kiss ring kissed, family encircling, chosen blood, all. Years folded forward. Twins toddling, mischief matched. Wyatt's shop expanded, my studio home-based. Challenges came. Teaching's queer history, navigating schools conservative, but compassion guided, freedoms claimed. One eve, porch swing creaking, twins asleep within, Wyatt's head on shoulder. Caught you once, I teased. He chuckled. Best misunderstanding. Stars wheeled, lives intertwined, message clear. Love's not flawless but fierce. Compassion's choice, identity's gift, freedom's quiet roar. In fractures mended we found whole, human, raw, eternal.